Exactly. We are here right now. It's beautiful outside. Do you see the lights shining? There goes Jake. He is exiting right now. He's signing autographs. He looks fresh. He doesn't look like he just got out of the ring. He looks like he's feeling good. There goes Amanda Serrano, had a killer night as well. Tyron, I'm going to go to you first. How do you feel? What do you think about tonight's ending?
I mean, we said it early. We said Jake Paul needs to use a jab, use lateral motion, be that wheelbarrow. You like that
Yes,
analogy?
you said wheelbarrow.
Be the wheelbarrow. It's hard to hit a target that's moving around,
right.
And Jake does a good job. When you think you have him, he pumps the brake and he throws power. That's what we saw tonight.
Look, that was the kind of fight that I think we were all expecting, in the sense that Jake Paul is the better boxer. He's the more experienced boxer. And I know that's hard for some people to digest because Mike Perry's been fighting for a long time. But there's a massive difference, once again, between MMA, bare knuckle, and boxing. And Mike conceded that afterwards. And you know, in a weird way, I don't think Mike Perry's stock goes down after that performance, despite the fact that he got stopped late in the fight. He goes back to the crazy world of bare knuckle. He goes back to MMA. People love the heart, the determination, the grit, the will. He'll be okay. Jake Paul should have won that fight. He won that fight. He moves on now.
I think the honesty, the way he said he was faster than me.
Yes.
He hit me with some shots. The first shot didn't really rock me, it kind of knocked me down, but the other shot did. When you're honest like that, fans ride with you, ride or die. And I think that's what Mike Perry got tonight. He got fans from his heart, fans from his toughness, and his honesty.
Let's check some highlight looks right now. Here's round one.
Definitely, when you're looking at this round one, we said it before, look at that right hand. He hit him. It may not be the most flush right hand we saw all night, but it definitely hit him. Round two, we saw more of the same. A lot of jab. That right hand was very blistering, very straight. He utilized a jab to set up every single punch. I'm talking about uppercuts, overhands, body shots right here. Also, the jab set up the left hook. He saw his hand dropping down, and this is when he started to pour it on. Took a deep breath right here. And it's okay to take a deep breath when you punch it hard. People think you're supposed to have cardio for a million years.
No.
When you punch hard, you take a breath and you recover. And he did so right here.
Absolutely. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing. Right here in the sixth round, he did a little bit more, right with that left hook. All these shots were set up from the jab in the first round. And he put himself in position. This is where it got ugly. Right hand put him down, and that was the beginning of the end.
Exactly. Ariel, I love at the end when you ask, hey, I know Mike is watching, Mike Tyson's watching, do you have a message for him? How do you feel now about him going into this?
Honestly, I don't know, because I don't know what to make of Mike Tyson at 58 fighting. There's no blueprint there. It doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Right.
And so I can't even focus on that right now, if I'm being honest. You guys were focusing on Jake Paul's offense. I do want to mention Mike Perry's defense, and I think the story of this fight was the fact that he was standing upright, he was flat-footed, he was just taking a lot of shots. Most normal human beings are done in the first or second round with the way in which he was fighting. Mike Perry's on a different level. He's got a few screws loose, and so his heart was able to get him to the sixth round. But he took an immense amount of damage, and I hope he honestly takes the rest of the year off. I know he had a planned fight coming up in October and November. Those were a lot of shots. He should probably take the rest of the year off.
Absolutely. They are backstage right now. You can see Jake Paul back there talking to everyone, celebrating. Okay, let's talk about a potential MMA fight. The debut, actually. Jake, possibly? What are we thinking?
Jay shouldn't be talking about fighting anybody in MMA except me. I was a five-time world champion at fall. Mike Perry don't get that fight. Nate Diaz don't get that fight. If you're going to come over in the ring, I'm the first one that got to crack him. When you talk about the fight and the promotion, if he fights MMA, he should fight me.
Well, I thought you were going to say Jake Paul shouldn't be talking about MMA, period.
At all.
No, he don't. Yeah. To be honest, it's up to him.
What's the point?
It's up to him. If he wants to fight MMA, he can. But when you start throwing out names for MMA,
it needs to be you.
Let's be real. Let's
my point is why you're taking the appropriate
He loves combat sports, and I feel like
he's making a ton of money boxing, and he's actually not bad at it.
I mean, to be honest, what he's doing in boxing, when he fights in different organizations, they're going to pay him the same. He's going to make money. I feel like it once was a bucket list. Now it's a career. And when you put yourself in win-win situations, you can't lose if you fight me in MMA. Win or lose.
Sure.
Right? He's put himself in those positions, minus those two opponents that didn't have the big names. Those were the only times it wasn't.
Well, Tyron wants it.
No, I'm not vouching for it, but we're not going to air it out for Perry, though. We're not gonna
I will say this. If I had a wish, if I could like rub a genie's bottle or whatever it is, a lamp, and ask something of the fighting gods, please give me Alex Pereira over Mike Tyson. I would take the Pereira fight.
It's possible.
No, it's not possible.
No, yes, it is. We've seen it before.
With one guy.
Okay, so we know it's possible.
Okay, guys,
Yeah,
we got to go down to the ring. Let's talk to Todd right now and Gabe Rosado. And Wade, is Wade down there with you guys too?
Yeah, of course,
I'm
here.
here.
Wade won't ever go away. He just floats around ringside and puts a headset on. But let's talk about that co-main event. It's kind of gotten lost in the shuffle. Amanda Serrano just eviscerating Stevie Morgan in round number 2.
Yeah, it was a great performance. She did the job. She didn't waste no time, went straight for the knockout.
Yeah, Amanda did exactly what she needed to do in this fight. We saw, and you kind of felt it during fight week, that this was coming. Stevie, fair play to her. She took the fight, but Amanda was way too much, and it was evident from the first punch.
Gabe, she looked pretty sharp, huh?
Oh, super sharp, punches on point, body shots, head shots. Stevie didn't have no answer.
I mean, all this really does for me is get me more excited about Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor.
Oh.
That's the one we want to see. And the thing that you wanted to see Amanda do was, and Gabe, you know how much of a struggle it was, just get back from that Puerto Rico incident. That was the big thing you wanted to see. Get her switch back on, get her back in the ring, and get this kind of performance.
Yeah, for sure. And she did a full training camp, has a win now. And so going into the Katie fight, she has momentum, and that's gonna work. That's gonna work for her. Also, she finally fought at 140, so she know how it feels.
And quickly, let's go back to the main event. Want to get your thoughts on that Mike Tyson fight against Jake Paul. We know what Jake Paul's all about now. We've seen his skills. Obviously, Mike Tyson, a big question mark. But just based on what you know, if that fight does happen, what do you think it looks like?
Well, one thing, Mike Tyson's not gonna walk straight to Jake with his chin in the air. Mike's gonna dip, he's gonna slip, he's gonna throw them big hooks. And, Perry had opportunities where he could do that. He just didn't know how.
Yeah, Mike's going to do a lot of what Mike Perry wanted to do. Mike Perry was all week talking about, I want to do Mike Tyson's peekaboo style. I want to be able to slip and rip over the top, and he wasn't able to. Like Tyron Woodley said, he was honest in there. He said, listen, Jake was too fast for me. I did not expect it, and I didn't get my head off center line enough. That's pretty much the story of the fight. Tough as absolute nails. I don't know what the guy is made of, but it's not of this earth, and Jake put a beating on him tonight.
Usually coaches and players celebrate big wins with a big Gatorade bath. I'm being told that Jake Paul got a Celsius bath.
Let's keep this party going, baby.
He's the best at product placement, I'll tell you that, Wade.
I mean, the guy markets better than anybody I've ever seen. It's always with him, and he's a serial risk taker, man, and that's why this stuff works. He takes these risks, and the reward he reaps every single time.
All right, so for Wade and Gabe, I'm Todd Grisham. That'll do it for us from here for now as we go back upstairs in Sibley.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you guys so much down there at the ring. Listen, you already know this was an amazing night of fights. I had the best time with you guys. The crowd was amazing. It was sold out. There was some upsets. There was some great fights, and we're just going to see what's going to happen for Netflix in the future, right?
Right.
That fight,
Sure,
we're going to see
for
what's
sure.
going on.
And by the way, can we give a shout out to Lucas Body? I mean, he's gone lost in the shuffle. That knockout of H2O Silv, I was told that H2O was transported to the hospital just for precautionary reasons.
Good.
Hopefully he's okay. Young man, 20 years old, the scary scene afterwards. But holy smokes.
I
this
saw him
guy-
a second ago. He seemed to be fine.
All right, well,
Yeah.
Lucas,
They
man,
gotta
lost
make
every
sure he's
minute of
okay.
that fight, and then all of a sudden pulled off one of the best knockouts that we've ever seen. Unbelievable.
100%.
Not bad for a Canadian, huh?
There we go.
Not bad.
Thank you guys so much. Again, that is it from us here in Tampa. We've got more fights coming up on DAZN. Make sure you pay attention. Next Saturday in Detroit, I will be out there ringside. Shields will be there. Vanessa is going to be there. We got Crawford. After that, Morabov after that fight. And that's Saturday, August 3rd in LA. So you guys make sure you stay tuned. We're going to check out the outside right now, Tampa. It's beautiful. Saying good night, good morning, and take care of yourselves. I'm Sibley Scoles. We'll see you next time on DAZN for more fights.